Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Decade Andy. I'm joined this week by the man of 1,000 art commissions, or at least one. It's Mikey G. Wolfie 3. Hello, Mikey.
Yes, pay me money and I will draw you anything.
Well, I
not
meant
be
that
drawn well.
You had something, but that's for later. I saw your picture.
Yes.
And I was like, of course he did. Of course he got that. Of course he made that man get that thing.
Oh, wait, no, I did. How is he making money?
I don't know. How is he making money?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a while.
I don't know.
Oh.
We're going to have to talk about that. I do not know.
Okay. All right, well, that's fair. Yes, we're going to be talking about Transformers this week. There are a few bits of news. Obviously, the big, thick, girthy, veiny bit of news is the fact that TFCon LA happened. And how was there a lot of like new third-party stuff, or was it just mostly stuff that we'd seen? I'm not sure.
There was a bit, but I was honestly surprised by how little there was that was brand new.
Yeah, is there another TFCon?
There was a lot of
this year?
rehashing.
I can't remember.
Yes, Canadia?
Yeah, the Toronto one. That's probably where the big stuff's going to be shown, in quotations.
Yeah, but
guess.
I was definitely surprised, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I suppose we can get into the news. Let's turn on. That's video capture. Where's website? We're going to start off with third-party news. Well, prior to TFCon, it's the YC001 Legend Scale Metroplex.
We didn't talk about the two. We don't have the two TFCon exclusives here.
We've talked about them.
That got revealed during the week. We talked. Well, there was another one revealed during the week, and we didn't talk about Rex.
I thought we did. Oh,
we did.
I mean,
you
mean you and I?
Okay. Yeah, it was only revealed about 6 days ago.
I suppose we could talk about them. I thought we had talked about them, to be honest. But yeah, we could talk about them before we hit the hard TFCon stuff. But that's fine. Yeah. Anyway, the YC001 from Use Hobbyland. At least this is coming from their Facebook page. As I mentioned, it's a Legend Scale Metroplex. It's 45 centimeters tall. It's 20 points of articulation. Got some CGI renders of it. I don't think these are real big boy images, but has a vibe, at least to me, of the what was the Metroplex that came out a few years ago? The one with the skinny waist.
Oh, the original Generations one. Yeah, it was just Generations then, wasn't it?
I can't remember. It came out around Siege-ish time. I can't remember if it was prior to Siege.
No, it would have been Titan Metroplex.
Yeah.
Titan Metroplex was like 2014, dude.
So what era was that?
That was like Morden meets. That was before Titan Masters. That was before Combiner Wars.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Because I remember, the Dark Cybertron. That's why Metroplex was in Dark Cybertron. That was like 2014.
Oh my god. Well, this gives me a lot of the 2014 vibe. A little bit better, but
you're old.
Yeah, so are you. It's fine. I'm dead. I can't age any further. I've come to the end of my aging process. I
have aged as much as God will allow.
Exactly, and then he stopped me. There's not really a huge amount shown. Obviously, it's just static images. We have got a close-up on his liney face. He's got some extra lines carved into him, I guess, to make him look elderly. But Mikey, what do you think of him, assuming that he probably turns into a little city of some sort? He might not, but it's an assumption.
I mean, he's... Legend Scale at this scale is basically just like a tall toy. Like, 45 centimeter tall, that's about the same height as the old Metroplex, isn't it?
Something like that, probably. Yeah.
What's 45 cm in feet? Like a foot and a half?
I don't have a ruler near me, as usual.
Yeah, it's a foot and a half. So, like, the other one's like just under 2 feet tall, so I think he's 1.8.
Right.
So, like, it's a little shorter, but we're just into regular retail size now.
It's Legend Scale, Mikey. Shush.
Yeah, he's very liney.
Yeah, Lots of details carved into him, I suppose.
Lots of detail. His face is like really prominent lines running down his cheeks and into his lips.
Yeah.
Do
you see where I made the comparison with the older, the 2014 Metroplex?
Like, this is less extreme than that, but yeah.
Not much. Like, the waist is almost as thin. It's just got some filler parts in to kind of fill it out. But not much.
Yeah. Well, it kind of gradients, where I think the other one...
it just went... Yeah, it just stopped and went, now you've got no stomach.
Yeah. You are tall now, boy. You are tall.
You have the Jessica Rabbit figure.
I still remember the year everyone was walking around with that. Like, this is my child.
A Jessica the Metroplex. I thought you meant Jessica Rabbit. I was like, okay.
No. A lot of people have tried to walk around with Jessica Rabbit. Actually, can you get a Jessica Rabbit action figure? But...
Oh, God.
Yeah. But I think it's okay. It's not for me. I've never really... Okay, I just don't care for Metroplex's design, to be completely honest.
I mean, if you're looking at Metroplex versus Trypticon, Trypticon's a bit more interesting. Not just because he's a dinosaur, but he's just a bit more... The Metroplex was always a bit of a generic design, I suppose.
Well, I've always really hated... And yes, you can get multiple, in fact, Jessica Rabbit dolls. Some of which are just dolls, and some of which are very much not dolls.
Oh. Are they dolls, but for men and human-sized? Probably.
Yeah. Like... Yeah, basically, let's all accept Jessica Rabbit was basically many, many people's sexual awakening. Many, many people's.
Roger was
men,
a funny
women,
guy.
Anyone else? How? Oh, he makes me laugh. Does he? Does he really?
Really? You find it funny? All right.
Yeah. I think for me that's something I've never liked about G1 Metroplex is basically how he is just like he is a robot that we're making sit down and saying it transforms.
So what?
Like he literally just sits.
Are you saying that you would like Metroplex more if he transformed better? Is that what you're saying? Like
maybe if he had a vehicle mode. Like I transform it into a city-size vehicle. No, he doesn't. He leans down and says, "Don't look at me."
Yeah, it's kind of like
look at me.
It's kind of like an aircraft carrier that just happens to have wheels on it and a big top half of a robot on its back.
And hands?
Yeah, that's on the robot top half, which I was talking about.
It's like, what if a robot was an aircraft carrier?
Yeah, and just had, half of it was, and the other half was just, he's kind of snuggled up.
True.
So you would like Metroplex if you transformed better? That's what you're saying?
Yes. Metroplex has never wowed me on the engineering side of things. And I've always thought that was rather reflected in the design.
Yeah, the third parties have never really experimented with making Metroplex a bit more of an interesting landscape either. Even like his base mode. His base mode's always... Especially when you compared the base mode to Fort Max. You kind of looked at Metroplex and you're like, I don't know. Maybe this one won't transform though. I don't know. He at least, you can tell that he's got articulated hands and fingers. So he can flip the bird, which is always important.
Always good.
Yeah, I guess that the articulation looks fine. He has a big spot on his boob for a, not an Autobot insignia, of course, but a third-party decal from another source. Don't know what for, though.
Who would?
That figure never got repainted, did it? The original Metroplex. We cried out for a Metro Titan.
Yeah, I think I got an SDCC, but...
I didn't get a repaint then. It just kind of got a, shininess to it, I would imagine, right?
We've talked before, the Titans are a bit weird in that regard. You can't predict if they're going to get a reuse.
No.
I mean, who would have predicted Omega Supreme's getting one 4 years after he came out?
Yeah, not even Predaking has never had one. Devastator's never had one. Granted, Predaking has never had a redo, but Devastator, we've never had the G2 version, oddly enough.
No, we had an SDCC one.
Yeah, where it's Chromior.
Yeah. And I suppose Metroplex was retooled into Fort Max.
Metroplex. Oh, yeah. They used a lot of the trans.
Yeah.
Yes, I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, that's true. And then he was reused because didn't Japan do him for Brave?
Grand,
yeah. Did they do Brave as
they
well?
did Grand. No.
No, they didn't do Brave.
Because they didn't get everything they wanted for Grand, so I don't think they bothered with Brave.
That's right. Yeah, you're probably right there. But I don't think we've got anything else to say on this guy because there's not much to say until we see his alt modes.
Yeah.
It's just
It's a weird one.
Yeah, he is. I see Mr. Diamooch in chat. He's caught one, and I assume he means this. Hello, Mr. Diamooch, pretty boy. Kisses. Mikey, do you want to take us on to the next bit of news? No, hey, don't make a big deal about it. Don't make a big deal. What's up next, Mikey?
It's fine. So this is something no one's talking about, and I'm very surprised why. Mechanical Shell Studios, they're a new company, and they're releasing MSS01 Sirius, the Solo Wing Sirius. So this is a third-party Armada Starscream. So I don't think we've ever seen someone try this before. But yeah, it goes from a sort of anime proportioned robot into a chunky, but not as chunky as the original toy jet.
What do you mean we've never seen a third-party company try this before?
The Armada Seekers, I don't think anyone's ever tried them before.
No, Make Toys. Do you not remember Make Toys made, was it Meteor? Everybody really liked it. Oh no, that was Galaxy
that was
Force.
That was.
Oh
yeah,
my god, you're right.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was Howling Meteor, whatever it was.
That's right. Yeah, maybe you're right. I'm shocked.
Yeah, you are wrong.
Oh well, that's a shock.
Wrong. Yeah. But yeah, like the robot proportions look very good. They've got an interesting bit of engineering where they've actually worked in a collapse into the jet cockpit, so it actually closes up more tightly to the robot. And they've also got a thing where he comes with Swindle, and he's coming with... So his wing can transform into a blade. However, you also get a replaceable piece for a solid wing and a solid blade.
Do both of the wings transform, or is there only one of them?
Only one, because that's what happens in the show. So you can either have a wing that transforms into a sword and take it off and play, or you can have a replacement wing that doesn't unfold but looks better, or you can have a sword that doesn't unfold but looks better.
Oh.
And it also comes with 3 extra sets of hands. So I think we got a bit of a look at the posability, and it looks pretty solid, although I'm a little concerned. They've got him in a firing pose, which isn't that strenuous, but it is using a stand, but I'm hoping that's because it's a prototype.
Well, I don't know, because he does have a lot of backpack usually. Well, in previous toys, we don't know if this one does or doesn't, I suppose.
Yeah. He looks relatively clean, but I mean, he's got the cannons though, but
they do just have him on the stand, even in neutral poses as well, so.
True.
So it's deluxe scaled as well, right? Because he's holding the deluxe swords from the original generation.
Yeah. Well, either he's probably like in between, because he's holding the Star Saber as well from Hot Shot, and that seems to fit him. So I'd say he looks bigger than normal deluxe, but he doesn't look like huge.
Yeah, he's not Voyager either.
Yeah, so I think he looks pretty solid. Posability looks like it's pretty good as well, although they're clearly, like, for some shots trying to put him into something dynamic that the design was never meant to do. Like the kneeling pose where he can't kneel because of the big blade on his knee. But what do you think about him, Andy?
Yeah, I think it looks good. Again, it's nice to see a Armada Starscream. That's pretty cool. To see that this kind of weird in-betweeny scale stage is interesting. I don't really know why they decided to go this way. If you wanted, you could milk it for another 2 redos. You could remold ahead and make him into Skywarp. You could do him into Thundercracker, or you could do him into, is it Ramjet?
Ramjet would be a repaint of
the white
Skywarp,
one.
wouldn't they?
Yeah. So as long as you do that, all that requires is a new head. Maybe it's a shame that Swindle doesn't transform. I'm not too fussed, but it might be okay.
I would rather have a nice looking vehicle, because at that scale, trying to form a full vehicle usually results in wibbly wobbly limbs.
Yeah. My only hope is that, like, Swindle has spinny wheels. If he doesn't have spinny wheels and can't, like, swoosh across the table, I'm gonna say that's a downside. That's a bummer.
You have failed.
Yeah, it needs to roll, baby. Especially if he's got wheels. If the wheels don't roll, then you've lied to me. Don't lie to me. But no, it looks all right. The molded detail all across the figure looks quite nice as well. I hope it's good quality because it's from a company that I do we know this company? I don't know.
Nope, they're brand new.
Because Mechanical Shell Studio sounds like a lot of them. MechFan Studios, Mech Alliance, Mechalopolis, all those guys. Yeah.
But, yeah.
I wonder if we'll see more.
Yeah.
And I wonder when we'll see more of this specifically.
Now, here's a question, Andy. Do you think we'll get a G-Axis?
Who wants that one? I don't like that G-Axis.
There's someone out there. We all made excuses for that G-Axis back in the day because people just wanted a G-Axis.
I didn't.
You didn't know.
I thought it was crap. Because it wasn't even the right colours. It was just orange Starscream. It's like visually it was the worst you could do.
You can blame BotCon for that.
Oh, I'm sure I can. I can blame BotCon for many things.
It was either BotCon or OTFS or whatever it was called, where he showed up and he was a repaint of what was his name? Jetstorm. But they did him for some god awful reason in bright orange.
Yeah, like
that became like this color scheme.
If they had done that Starscream in actual G-Axis colors, like the yellows and the greens and the whites, I would have been more on board. But this stupid orange version of him was always crap. And it's a shame because the head sculpt wasn't too bad, though I never liked the mold. I never liked that mold for Armada Starscream. I thought the original was better than that. I don't know how this new one holds up. I hear the Legacy one would be better and would be loved more if the QC was better on it. Like, I hear it's a bit floppy.
Yeah. The QC for Legacy has not been great. I mean, you and I have both encountered QC problems with Tarn.
Yes.
Lio is solid as a rock.
Weird.
Lio is
at least
really,
yours,
really solid.
Or is that just across the board?
Far as I know, across the board, mine is really good.
Oh.
But I know Wave 1 of Legacy to like Wave 4, the original run, was like, from what I understand, had a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Weird ones as well, and then some figures you'd think would have it didn't. Like Inferno, apparently, again, is really, really solid. But like, I look at him, I think like, though that looks like a toy, like the way it transforms and everything else. It should have loose parts.
Apparently, it doesn't.
No, but yeah, from what I think, it's like Starscream's leg.
Mr. Josh in chat mentions that his G-Axis from Legacy has good joints. I got lucky. My G-Axis isn't too bad. I kind of like, he's not a floppy mess, but it's one of those figures where I touch it and it feels looser than I'd like it to be. It's not like Tarn. Tarn's a lot looser than G-Axis, but there's a bit more give in G-Axis than I'd like it to be. If you compare the joint tolerances between him and like my Legends Overlord, there's this, you can feel the difference, but G-Axis is better.
Yeah, mine is his right arm. You can like, if you're messing about with him, you feel that arm wants to go.
Oh, which part of the arm? Like the bicep joint, the shoulder joint. Oh, the shoulder. Oh, yeah.
Shoulder joint, and
can't really fix that.
Yeah, no, but it's not like, it's one of the things like it'll hold the pose you put it in.
Yeah, it's just
but when you start feeling it, doesn't feel good when you're handling it sometimes.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
It's a shame, though, of all the designs to be hit by QC stuff, it was those two. Because they're not, again, it's not like it's terrible QC or anything, but if there's two figures in the last couple of years that are going to be scrutinized to hell, it's G-Axis and Tarn.
Yeah, the boys that are never done, or the first timers. Yeah. Mikey, shall we move on?
They're still very solid figures, I will say. I still like both of those figures a lot, but
yeah. Let's move on, Mr. Mikey.
Yes.
It's me now, yes? Yeah, it's me. We talked about this before. We saw the quote-unquote rumored images, the speculation images, which turned out to be true. No surprise. This is the premium edition, or the fancy version of Optimus Primal and Megatron from Takara Kingdom, called the Eternal Beast Showdown. Which I think is on Pornhub as well, if you look closely enough. Named accordingly, according to the package info, it's going to cost 13,440 yen. 13,000. That's right, which is 97 US dollary dues. It's going to be August time. So if you don't have them, why should you get them? Well, they've got premium color schemes that look a lot more fancy. Megatron, I don't think you ever see the back of his head, but I think it's easy to assume that that's fully painted. The chest is actually fully painted. You speculated, Mikey, that they'd try and do the T-Rex dinosaur pattern on the skin. They have definitely done that, it seems.
Yes.
It looks like
Yes, they
Megatron's had the most work done on him. It's a little sad that the tongue isn't red. It's purple. I assume that's correct. Primal has really penetrating eyes, which is probably the most notable thing in Gorilla Mode. He looks really unhappy, which I understand.
Yeah, he's seen shit.
Yeah, and the hands are in a kind of bluey, glossy black kind of color. Navy blue, glossy black. It's the best way to describe it. Almost purplish, I suppose. I can't really tell what else they've done specifically to Primal, though. I think that the feet are different. The feet are more accurate. The swords are a bit more accurate. What else?
Apart from that, it is kind of like more paint.
It does look better, but not having Primal on hand, it's hard to be like, that's the new bit, that's the new bit, that's the new bit. It just looks like a more fancy finish. Mikey, what do you think of this set? I think it's easy to say, I'm happy to say, the Megatron looks 100 times better. He was already a decent looking figure, but he looks a lot nicer now. What do you think?
I think he looks good. It took me a while to decide if I liked it, to be honest, because in the show, the color differentiation, it's there, but it's not as sharp.
Yeah.
But here, I think once I got used to it, I did end up liking it quite a bit. But yeah, it's one of those things where it just took like a little bit for my eyes to adjust to it. But yeah, no, it's a ton of paint work. The eyes look really good, although like in some of the shots when I was looking at them on my phone, I thought like, oh my god, he's got one black eye. But there's just a couple of shots where you can't see his eye. Do you know what's weird for me is really impressive? The underbelly. The T-Rex underbelly has so much paintwork. Yeah. And like they've got that little green stripe going down the middle of it as well, and it's just like it's really, really good. No, he looks really solid, and the new head as well is a nice inclusion. The classic face.
I didn't even know that.
I think
that's a good point.
Yep, the head that was on the sprue the whole time, and it's never been used.
Oh.
Yeah, it's finally been seen in the wild. But yeah, and robot mode looks better. Definitely painting the thighs with the metallic green is a really good idea. They've got lots of paint detail around the chest that really works. I'm really, really happy with them, to be honest. Primal is kind of it's like, cool. He was already pretty on point.
I guess he's just more, which is fine, you know?
Yeah.
It's hard to fuck up Primal's color scheme.
Yeah, they tried with the Nemesis version, but it's hard to.
Oh, the purple monkey. Yeah, I think they should have gone whole ham for that. They could have made that better.
I think they should have gone... Why wasn't he white with a purple belly?
That would have been cool. Yeah, I mean, that would have made more sense. I think because they went purple, right? They should have gone full grape ape purple from the old Hanna-Barbera cartoon. So you make him mostly purple, and then you give him like green highlights just to make him pop. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, no, that would have been good.
Yeah. What do you think of the price though? Because the price seems kind of it's expensive. I don't think it's out of the realms of being fair.
It's like $5 extra for each figure.
Which I think that's fine. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's enough to like justify getting it if you already have it though. You know? Yeah,
unless you're a completionist, I don't see necessarily the appeal.
Yeah, unless you can hawk yours off and sell them, and then you can go for it then. That's fair. The only thing that made me raise an eyebrow is I'm surprised that they didn't do anything about the color for the knee joints for Megatron. They're still white for some reason.
I noticed that.
I thought they'd cast them in a different kind of plastic, but they never did for whatever reason. You know, fair play, but it stands out a little bit in a few shots where the knees are bent, but nothing too extreme, I suppose. Unless you got anything else, Mikey, shall we move on?
I'm good.
All right, what's next, Mikey? You get the fun story.
I do. Sudden reveal that was revealed was that we had the reveal and the behind-the-scenes stuff for the Transformers Studio Series Gamer Edition.
Oh my god, gamers! Oh my god, get your
gamers!
Gamers!
Do you even game, bro?
No, bro. I game.
My students have been asking me this lately.
Do you even game?
And I'm just like,
you should tell them you play Fortnite.
What's it like? Oh no, they've asked me, sir, why don't you play Fortnite? You should play Fortnite with us. And I was like, well, I'd rather play a game that requires skill. And they all went like, Game Edition. So, so these are Studio Series figures of War for Cybertron figures. These have been rumored for a while, but these are the first time we're going to see them. So our options are Barricade, which also counts as IDW Barricade, Bumblebee, and Optimus. So they showed us behind the scenes, and they apparently used real CAD models for the bases of these, so they have access to some Activision files still. That's nice.
I would imagine they probably... I think they'd have him just like in an archive somewhere, to be fair.
Or maybe they'd have access to like the file called The Game?
No, they'll have like... They'll have the files.
The Game?
They'll have them. They just won't be able to do anything with them.
Give me the game.
You can get them.
No, I can't. I just have to buy a game and a console at the same time, and they'll break within 5 minutes because they're 100 years old. But yeah, I'll be curious to see how this goes down with kids, actually, because this is the first time in a while, like, it's like, hey, buy these things that are very much not G1, but also not relevant to recent media. So yeah, Barricade and Bumblebee are Deluxes. Optimus is a Voyager. They're normal Voyager price in America. I don't know if they will be normal Voyager price when they come over here. But yeah, so we will work from the worst to the best, I think, at least in my opinion. Okay? So, Bumblebee! Really good vehicle mode. Really, really solid vehicle mode. Looks just like the game. Vehicle mode, I think, in this is better than the original Deluxe.
Why?
Because it looks like you can transform it without your fingers popping off.
What?
Do you know how long I had that toy and I never finished transforming it?
No. That sounds like a you problem.
No, it wasn't.
I was able to
It was a nightmare to transform. It was a fucking nightmare.
I haven't transformed it in a while, but I'm not sure how that makes it look like a better vehicle mode.
Because it is it's got less panels and it's got less lines and breakages because it didn't explode the way the old one was. A lot more smooth surfaces.
Right, that's what you're saying. Okay, fair play.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull apart
you can put
so the people can understand what you're talking about. That's what I'm getting at.
And anyway, you've got weapon storage as well for a shank and a gun. Also, you don't hold the guns.
No.
This time around, you take the arm off and replace it like in the game.
It's a good way of doing it.
It's a good way of doing it, but I wish there was a bit more gradient in how it happened because it does look very sharp.
Yeah, you mean where it just kind of ends the yellow plastic on Bumblebee and just turns to grey. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Okay, so I do think in terms of the design, they are hitting the core of the robot mode. But, guys, you needed a chest joint.
Or something.
That needed to collapse.
Is this transformed
and make it look
correctly?
I think so, because in some shots it's definitely been collapsed in. So I think that is just what it's supposed to do.
Okay.
Which is a shame. Because it means that from certain angles he's basically just a pair of wheel arches.
Yeah.
So yeah. What do you think of him?
I think the head sculpt seems good and solid. I'm not sure because it's been so long since I've played and fiddled with the original one. I can't say for sure like how accurate this is versus the other one. Both of them have very skinny legs. I'm not sure if this is these ones, the legs on this one are a bit thicker, but I'm not sure if they're significantly bigger to make them more screen accurate. I don't think they are. I think they're probably still on the slender side. The massive boobs on Bumblebee, the chest wabs, shall we call them? They're a little bit egregious, especially compared to the previous one. I remember that one didn't have so big of a chest. It's a shame because I think that's
more. I was going to say, like, him and Prime were, like, you realize how much the deluxe toys were not game accurate.
Yeah, no, certainly. Did this Bumblebee have the same chest? Is it similar?
No, it collapsed down a lot more.
That's what I thought.
But it also didn't give him quite the same proportions, like in terms of like that like sharp ridge that's on the character model.
How big was his chest in the game? I can't remember offhand. It was pretty like smooth, right?
Yeah, he was round.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to think because I spent more time with Cliffjumper, to be honest.
That's fair.
Because Fall of Cybertron, Cliffjumper's like a whole level.
This gives me more vibes of that F1 Kamen Rider drive form. It feels like he's got the car just coming out of his chest.
Yeah.
It isn't that extreme, but that's the feeling I get from it. I think, like you said, he's the weakest for a reason. There's just too much from the chest. Vehicle mode, from my recollection, they look like they are the same or very similar. I'm sure when you have them next to each other, they are more significantly different, but it is Bumblebee. I think they could have maybe done a little bit of a better job. Chat seems to be quite happy with him. Obviously, shockingly, you'd be surprised to hear that Daimooch really, really wants him, even though he hates Bumblebee.
Well, addicts will be addicts.
Yeah. The Muslim Gamer says, I'm so excited for these. Did we ever get any figures from the games back in the day? We did. We got
yes.
4. 4?
Well,
4.
we got Fallout Cybertron and we got Warfare Cybertron. There was a vast difference in quality.
There was.
But from Fallout Cybertron, from
just
Warfare Cybertron, we got Megatron, Optimus, Soundwave, and Bumblebee. And then we got a repainted Cliffjumper with the wrong head, which was a very G1-y head, I remember.
Oh, God, yeah, I forgot about that I always forget about the Cliffjumper. Yeah.
And then from Fall, what did we get from Fall? We got Optimus,
matter what we got from
Grimlock.
Fall, 'cause it was bad.
Yeah, it was all bad. Like, everyone's talking about who you'd do for this line, and I'm just like, just do the guys you didn't Fall. Please.
Diamond says,
something.
Seekers 2, I think, for War for Cybertron. No, we never got them. They
Well,
came for Fall of Cybertron.
Fall. Yeah, they came at the bad days, the dark times.
Yeah.
The 2012s, when toys were made of plastic you could literally see through. Even when I had Fall of Cybertron Grimlock, and I distinctly remember it catching the light one day, and I'm just like, I can see my window through you.
Yeah, unfortunately. Musashi says bumper enhancements. Well, yeah, but Bumblebee's certainly got more spinal issues today than he used to have, I suppose.
Listen, sometimes some people need to do things for their self-confidence, and we shouldn't judge.
Well, that's fair. Which one do you want to talk about next, Mikey? I assume I know which one you want to talk about next. I would think
I'll be curious, because I was saving Barricade for last, actually.
Oh, really? Okay, that's fine. All right.
Optimus is a chunky boy.
He is.
He's a very chunky boy, which I saw a lot of people saying, like, that's not right, because the other toy was quite slim. And I'm just like, yeah, look at the game model.
Oh, he was a big boy.
The game model is a chunky boy. Again, he comes with a gun that becomes a forearm, which doesn't mean weapon modularity in these guys as well. But he also comes with an axe that transforms from promo accurate, which was the sort of standard choppy axe, and game accurate, which is the big wide double axe, which I personally like a lot better. It does mean the axe looks noticeably better from one angle than the other when it's like that, because from, obviously there's the back of an axe there in some angles, so you have to flip it around. He does have a matrix. There is no way in hell that is coming out and being held, but hey, there's a matrix. A lot of detail in the chest, actually. He ain't holding it, though.
No, 100% not, yeah.
He is too beef. He is too beef.
Do you think it should have been bigger? Because it seems really small in there.
It's sized to the game, But the game did this thing called clipping.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Optimus does not ask where the beef is. Optimus has the beef.
Oh my god.
I've always liked this design a lot. And it's like really, really chunky and really fun looking, and it's nice to see just like a big beefy Voyager. It's been a long, long time since we've seen just a massive Voyager. And in terms of like just the vibe, it doesn't have to be super tall or anything. You just like this thing it will occupy space on your shelf.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he and Bumblebee to a lesser extent, but really he is hit by cost-saving measures, because in order to make him the beef, he has some pretty gappy inner thighs, as in there's just a hole. Also, he has some gappy inner shoulders.
Yeah.
Which is giving me Fall to Cybertron flashbacks, even though I know the plastic quality and everything else and the engineering is much, much better now. But there will be at least one upgrade kit to fix that, I'm sure. But for now, okay, so for me, gaps are something I've learned to live with. You do react to them a lot more strongly than I do. So before we talk about the vehicle mode, what's your thoughts on the robot mode?
Yeah. I mean, generally speaking, I think he looks nice. He looks significantly different. Like, this isn't like with Bumblebee, who I can't remember the differences between. I in my mind, I know how different this is compared to the original one that came out however many thousands of years ago. And this is, again, I'm going to say probably a more accurate version. He looks a lot more beefy. And I tell you what, he looks way more easy to transform. Because bless that toy, that deluxe toy does a lot from Generations. Yes,
it does.
But it's not what I'd call fun to transform. It's not Binal Tech annoying, don't get me wrong, but it's not a fun process. Right?
It's one where, like, I didn't like Bumblebee. With Optimus, I was always really happy with even the slim down robot mode, but sure. I always felt like the transformation was done by someone who was really, really proud of it. and no one else checked their work beforehand.
Someone should have came in and gone, make it a little bit simpler. This is these are for children, you know.
Yeah, but they were like, I love this, and then like he went over and like he was just like, what were you working on before? Some cars. What cars? Ones that were licensed. And
what was the last one you worked on?
I made a
Grimlock. Possibly one of
his head won't go in. Just someone runs in screaming, his head won't go in.
Doesn't matter. Shove it in there. It's fine. But no, I like it in general. Like you said, the thighs are really egregious. You can see the mushroom peg joint in there. It looks pretty rough. Looks pretty ugly. The shoulders being hollow is not nice, but it's not as visually distracting as the thigh. But he does look like an improvement. I would say overall. Yeah, I think he's all right. It's not my favorite. I like him. 3, obviously.
No. Vehicle mode is really on point, scarily on point. I'll be completely honest.
I feel the last one was as well. Probably just a bit more squished. This one seems probably the right length, I suppose.
It's more the up. It's like upwards. It's taller.
Oh yeah, true.
Because the other one was like it was proportionally okay. It was just like lower to the ground. But it was, again, love that vehicle mode. It's just like getting there was never a joy. This guy is like chunky and it's smooth, and I've always preferred this vehicle over the Fall of Cybertron design.
He was too chunky in Fall of Cybertron, and you could tell he was too chunky. You could tell this in the first movie where him and Bumblebee are walking through the arc together, and they're having difficulty animating him walking. He just looked silly. Bless him. Yeah, and he was literally just a series of squares. Yes, yeah, this is more interesting because it's not just squares, it's smoothed out. But yeah, no, I dig him. He's not my favorite, but I do dig him. And yeah, on to my favorite, Barricade. Again, can double, and so can Bumblebee actually, can double as an IDW toy. But yeah, he turns into what I would kind of call an aggressive sneaker on wheels.
I don't know what to say, like really accurate robot mode, like scarily accurate robot mode. He doesn't have ankle tilts, but he has sloped feet for the A stance. He also has some gaps in his lower legs, but his colors hide it better. Yeah. But the proportions are really, really good. I love the face sculpt. They've even got like that teardrop vibe he has on his face, which you didn't see a lot. And like, I love the fact it was Barricade. Like, hi, I'm an opening game level tutorial player character you'll never come back to.
He always looked like a generic dude as well. Like, he looked like background fodder more so than a main character. Even in the game, like you said, when you played as him.
But yeah, no, I really, really like him. I think he's really cool. He'll be my priority purchase. Priority purchases would be Barricade, then Optimus, and then Bumblebee. And Bumblebee's I'm supporting the line purchase.
What do you think of the wheels being on his thighs?
It's accurate. Like, that is what Barricade looked like.
Is that just mistransformed? Because no, it's just mistransformed.
Oh yeah, you can swing him down.
Yeah. Why did they do that? I just noticed that.
Why did I make an excuse for him?
Yeah, why? I should have noticed. You shouldn't have made an excuse. It's just they mistransformed him. Because of course they did. Oh, I'm stupid, and they're stupid.
Yeah, we're all wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, but no, I really like him.
Yeah,
and his face, his chest is a face.
Oh, so it is. Yeah, little eyes, little teeth. Yeah, it's not bad. Again, this isn't one that I thought like, oh yeah, I'd be excited for this, but the execution seems good, and it's a character we haven't had, so he's the only unique character in this group of three since we've had Bumblebee and we've had Prime before. So, yeah, not bad. Not bad.
Also, I can. Versus what we were talking about earlier about whether we covered a certain story with TFCon, I can now confirm we didn't because it came out after we recorded and you complained about it.
Oh, did I? Okay, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
cool.
But yeah, War for Cybertron Gamer Edition. You have to say it like that though.
Gamer.
No, Gamer. Gamers.
I wonder when we'll get more.
Are you going to be playing your games? But like every other podcast I've heard talk about these, they're talking about who would you want?
Yeah.
Like. I mean, apart from Fix the Fall of Cybertron toys, you know what? Someone said this, and now I can't get it out of my head, and I think it's so unfair because it will never, ever, 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 ever happen.
All right.
Star Upper.
Which one's Star Upper?
I want Star Upper now. Oh, you don't know who Star Upper is. Star Upper is a Japanese exclusive Maximal character from a Beast Wars game, which was kind of a crossover between Beast Wars 2 and Beast Wars.
That's the kangaroo, right?
Yeah. He also appeared in a manga. He was like an unlockable character or something like that in Dual Fight Transformers Beast Wars, which was a terrible fighter game. But yeah, so he's a boxing kangaroo, and his design is so cool.
Yeah, we're not getting that.
No, we're not. But like, he looks so cool. He has the lion chest effect, except it's with an angry turtle mouth kangaroo. Oh my god! It's the greatest toy ever. It's the greatest design devised by man. Should be made.
To be fair, kangaroos are pretty fucking dangerous. So you know. You shouldn't fuck around. And it's also like kangaroo.
Yeah, right. Kangaroo is the definition of fuck around and find out. But like the guy who designed this also designed all the ridiculous explodey Beast Wars 2nd and Neo designs.
Well, that makes sense.
But this one kind of looks like it makes sense. That's what's wrong with it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
He didn't design Galvatron though.
But that was the best one.
Yeah, well, that might explain that. Or Magmatron.
Again, one of the best ones.
Yeah. But yeah, so, I mean, is there any game character from either the Warfare or Fall of, or any other game you think, like, oh, I'd love to have a figure of that?
I think we've talked... Didn't we talk about, like, our hopes last time when we were talking about the Wars?
Well, we were keeping it very much Fall and War. We didn't realize it was called the Gamer Edition.
That's true, I suppose. I tell you what'd be nice. You remember Transformers Online, the game that me and Jai played, and then you couldn't because your internet's anus.
Oh God, yeah.
Any of those ones, because those were Prime designs, and there were a lot of kind of cool ones, like the Decepticon Sniper Girls were quite cool. To be fair, most of the Decepticons design in that game were pretty good. Oh, Transformers Universe. Josh mentioned it. Thank you, Josh. Yeah. The Prowl was pretty well designed as well. They used that Prowl design and they mixed it with, what was he called? Prowl from Beast Hunters. Granted, it wasn't on a good mold, but that design worked quite nicely. So, some of those, they were in a game that was short-lived. I'd be okay with that. And it's, again, more Prime stuff. Yeah. Prime design, at least,
I would be all up for that.
That's what I'd go for. What about you? Apart from the kangaroo, would that be enough?
The kangaroo would be enough. I'll be honest. If we got the kangaroo, I'd be like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shall we
Matt
talk
Berry
about
would just wander in. Yes.
TFCon time? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk TFCon or should I? Because we have dealer room rounds up and we have reveals.
I'll do it because that way I'll go through the exclusive as well at the same time.
Alright, cool. That's fair, yeah.
So, before TFCon kicked off, we had some exclusive reels. Now, last time we talked about Boss. He was the boss. However, a couple of more got revealed along the way. And they were a little unexpected. The first one was on the 7th, so it was last Tuesday. And it was a toy that I think Andy and I were both kind of stunned for several reasons.
Yes.
Because it is the Lost Exorealm Grimlock, which, for anyone who doesn't remember, is the Fans Project original design Grimlock from, I want to say, 2015-16. Because I had the Slug, and that was 2014 I got that. Maybe even 2013. So this is an old mold by Fans Project.
Who is still going? Question mark?
Yeah. Yes, like someone from their lot was posting online saying like, keep an eye out. I'm just like, for what? What?
Re-release of Glacial Lord. Do that.
Oh my, yes. Please.
Do that.
I've been trying to find that for like last year. It went on sale like like in America, but like with shipping and everything else, I couldn't get it. And then it was just like, oh, I could afford it now, and it was gone. Of course it was. But also like he's the proper G2 colors.
He's the one you want.
Yeah, it's the right G1 colors. It is Tiger Grimlock.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous glow-in-the-dark Tiger Grimlock. I've got a silver head. Look at my legs. They're all stripes Grimlock. And I was just like, yeah? This isn't a magma Grimlock or a blue Grimlock. No, it's a toy I was always a little edgy about because, like, it was a line where clearly a designer change happened midway through, and there were some pretty big shifts in aesthetic.
I remember how excited you were for that line. You were pretty hyped for it, and then you saw it and you went, oh, what's happening?
Yeah, like Slug was so good, and Sludge was so good, and Swoop was so good, and then Snarling Grimlock, and then the two Dino Girls as well were just like, who did this?
Yeah.
Who left and said, we're doing a different aesthetic now? Thank you. But, and I realize it's bias. I realize it's just fucking bias. I realize it's confirmation bias that this is, I think it looks a lot better like this.
Yeah, well, I told you.
Yeah, it's just like, this color scheme is wonderful. This is why we keep telling you people this.
It's so different from the regular Grimlock, and it's so different from just blue Grimlock as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a blue Grimlock above me right now. It's not even a regular Grimlock, it's IDW, but I got blue Grimlock. It looks fine, but
yeah,
man, I am literally trying to source this at the moment from TFCon. I don't know if I've gotten it. I haven't heard back. I'm not going to push anymore.
No.
If I get it, I get it.
I like the idea you constantly you're sending them messages all day. You got my Grimlock, bitch. You got my Grimlock, bitch. Why you no call me back? Tell me. Have I got it? Do I have to pay you now? Let me know.
Yeah, I was just like, would you like money now? When would you like money? How much money would you like? Do you need a middleman service? Hi, I've never met you before, but a friend of a friend put me onto you. So yeah, no, yeah, hi.
Oh, I thought they made the offer to you. I didn't realize you had to go through somebody else. Oh, okay, interesting.
We can thank General Techno, actually, because he said he would have done it for us, but he, because I also asked if they could get Boss, But he said he would have done it for us, but between international shipping and the fact that he wouldn't have been able to get the box across, like, it would just been like ridiculous. So he found someone, one of the YouTubers there is from the UK, who's doing the YouTube channel with Chris, and Techno asked him, and then I contacted him, and he said, he told me, and I'll see what I can do. And I'm giving him lots of space and making sure he knows this is a safe zone where he does not have to worry about being harassed about buying me this toy, which he is morally obligated to buy me, because otherwise he's a liar, and I'll leave comments on all his videos.
Sourcing you, not buying for you. Well, as far as I know.
I choose my words carefully.
That's fair.
But yeah, and like I said, I asked about Boss as well. So maybe we could, Andy. What if for the first time in years of these kind of exclusive happening, both of us won?
It'd be fun. It'd be a surprise. It'd be a nice surprise.
It would be it's never happened before.
No. When you said you'd ask him, made me go, oh shit, I'm actually gonna have to get off my ass and finally start making sure that PayPal works. I still got to phone them up, because by the time I found out, it was too late to phone them. So like maybe Monday or Tuesday, I'm actually gonna have to ring them up and be like, so can you let me use my account again, please, without needing to use a mobile phone? Please?
No.
Oh, okay. The Grimlock, Mikey.
No. But Grimlock, yeah, I think it looks good.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one got announced on Friday and no one talked about it. No one said anything, which is a TFCon 2023 exclusive version of the Ocular Max motif, which is their Rewind. And as far as I can tell, by exclusive version, they mean it has a new screaming face.
I don't know if I have images of that one.
I believe I sent it to you.
But I can't get it while the show's going, because otherwise it messes up the screen. You
fool. But yeah, so it's basically just like the toy that was already out, but like
Oh well. Okay.
Yeah. And after that, of course, we have the dealer room and we have the panel rounds up. Dealer room had...
Yeah.
We'll do dealer room first because it's nice and quick. So a lot of toys on display, most of which are kind of stuff we'd already seen. New Age was there. New Age did a lot of stuff there. Mastermind was there, and so on and so on and so on. We got to see Boss next to Real Boss. No sign of Girl Boss.
Hey.
How's no one done the Girl Boss? Who else was there? Kang Toys were there, X-Transbots were there, loads and loads of ones. But they did have a couple of reveals. I did like the one cabinet, which was just Make Toys, Ramjet, and Thrust, who looked very sad and lonely.
Were there meant to be more things in that case, or not? Because the way they were positioned,
I hope
weird.
Not.
Yeah.
I hope not. I hope that was it. I hope they was just like, and they go here. Do they have friends? No. But yeah, we also got to see physical prototypes for the Dreadwind from Fans Hobby. Yeah. Or not Dreadwind, Hydra. And Buster. It looks... Oh, I thought Hydra was...
No. He's Buster, the other one's Hydra.
I had Master Force in like 10 years. But, looks very good.
Oh, yeah.
Looked very snazzy. And we also got to see the Super Megatron Galvatron Armada Galvatron version of their Armada Megatron toy, which looks also really good. I'm going to admit something I've never said before. I always preferred these colors.
Oh, the Galvatron ones. Why would you feel ashamed about saying that? These are just better. It's not shame.
People don't always agree with me. People have a weird, obsessive affection. Like, I prefer the power-up... Like, I don't usually do, but for Optimus and Megatron in this, I prefer the power-up colors. A lot.
Do I prefer the Optimus one? I don't know. I don't know about the Optimus.
It helps Megatron, from me... Yeah, it helps for me. It's those are the colors from the best scene in the show.
Yeah, wow.
And he comes with his little Leader 1 buddy in red.
I don't like Leader 1 in those colors, I'll be honest, but the Galvatron I think looks better. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Galvatron. And, like, I really do like that toy. Like, that looks really good. Proportions look great.
The only issue I've ever had with it is the actual face.
Hmm?
I don't think the face looks very much like Megatron.
What, where he's going like, ah!
Yeah, just like, not even the expression, it's just how they've sculpted the face doesn't look quite right to me for whatever reason.
But then we've got RoboSen have revealed a limited gold version that was being given away, a gold version of Optimus Prime that was being given away at the convention, which I thought was... Okay, I don't think the toy is cool, but I think the giveaway is cool.
Yeah, that's fun. Sure, yeah.
I recently rewatched Thew's review of it, and when you get a review where Thew sounds so unhappy and negative, you know you haven't succeeded.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you've made Thew sad. You made him give a negative review of a toy. It's like with Unicron. Like, he didn't like Unicron.
No.
You know what that tells me? I won't like Unicron.
Yeah, there wasn't even like there wasn't even like he laughed and went, "Oh, cheers," but then smiled. There was just like you say, sadness. It's like, oh, yeah, that's not a good sign.
For the 3-0 line, who I actually saw a couple in box today, we have reveals of Hot Rod Rodimus. We've got Ultra Magnus, which is White Prime, and we've got a Starscream, and we've got a prototype for a Sideswipe. This is a line that I really, really like aesthetically. But man, am I not willing to pay those prices for them.
Why not?
Because, like, well, on average, anytime I've seen them, in person, you're looking at 100, 120.
Yeah.
And just like, these are high-end figures. Like, 3-0 does not do, like, for me, like, for what I'm looking for a figure, a bang for your buck action figure, you know? I say this having pre-ordered Super 7 Ultimate Tarn, but at least he does come with a lot of shit. But I think I would like them. I think the Megatron looks really, really good. The Optimus looks good. Even the Bumblebee looks great, to be honest. It also helps, like, they're not doing any of the characters I'd flip out to try and get.
I mean, they're doing the standard ones at this point.
Yeah. But yeah, I think they look good. Starscream looks pretty solid, and I like Sideswipe a lot more than I thought he would. But yeah, we got to see, they had the Bishojo Transformer statues were there as well. Apparently there was a ton of cosplay of Optimus and Megatron.
I'm shocked.
And apparently they have just, like, people, like, are just going mad for those designs, and they're really fun designs. I like them.
I know when Daimushi's going to dress up as the Bumblebee girl. Yeah,
actually, why aren't you Bumblebee now? Can we have a photo of you of Bumblebee now? All you have to do is basically have a hoodie with horns, and I would put money down you already have a Bumblebee hoodie.
I can Photoshop it.
There we go. If we need a new image next week.
Yeah.
But yeah. Bumblebee prototype looks really good.
Yeah.
I think these look like fun designs. Kind of wish they were action figures, but as statues, I think they're really cool.
Diamond says, I gave a hoodie with horns and a hat. I gave a hoodie with horns, a hat with horns. I think he says he has one. There you go. He's already halfway there.
I'm right, basically.
Yeah.
The next one is Nanobots, who are also in the panel, and they're basically going to be small scale, I think, non-transforming action figures.
Yeah, we've talked about them before, and
because
we were still confused
Dynamo,
about what their point was.
Yeah, because they're non-transforming because there's like a Dynamo Grimlock and a Robot Mode Grimlock, but they're clearly separate.
Yeah.
These are like early test shots, but there's also ones on sprues.
I think they're meant to come on sprues.
I really wouldn't enjoy it. I don't like trimming sprues off of painted plastic.
I say that because I don't know why else you'd show it like this.
And like these are very 3D printed as well. Like,
yes.
Very, very 3D. Like, these are hand painted.
Yeah.
They're very wee, and if they're nice and cheap, I think I could see myself picking up one or two, because I'm sure they're lovely little, like, tenner.
Okay.
10, 15 for the really small ones, because they're sit in your desk twiddle toys. They're not anything else. There's also a hound in there, but I don't know if that's from them. a big tall hound. But I mean, what do you think of the nanobots?
I still don't like them personally. They're very squished. And apart from being a weird desk toy, I don't see the purpose in them. They don't transform. Just not for me. Not any interest at all, apart from just curiosity as to what the market is.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah,
I think that's it. You know. So moving on to the panel. Also, if you zoom in one of those pictures, you can see Tiger Rex on one of the desks, taunting me.
Oh my god,
taunting me.
You might already own one, technically. You don't know.
Maybe I do. I won't say the name of who, but I don't know if you're ever listening, but if you are, I'm sure you're very attractive.
There you go.
You're lovely, and you smell like chocolate. I don't know.
The convention's over. Nothing can happen at this point. It's
not over.
Or not.
It's not technically over yet for a few hours there.
Okay.
I think there's another hour, maybe an hour or two left in the main convention.
So,
where do we go with this? Okay, so TFCon, there was a lot of stuff we'd already seen. So nanobots, we literally just went through. There was nothing on there. It's just CAD models and a weird CGI model of a tiny CG Grimlock next to the Ark.
Yeah, is that just like why is that a thing? What is Grimlock aiming at? What is the monster to the left-hand side of Grimlock?
I think
I don't recognize the toy line.
Don't know. I thought it was something like from Avatar for a second, but no.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. So I mean, it's fun. It to me, you know, my opinion that is like cool, fun, cool. They're also half the battle toys. That's why they had Hound, because they're doing the G.I. Joe toys. They're also doing a hammer. For Unicron.
Yeah, we talked about that. I remember we talked about this hammer.
Yeah,
and we thought it
was
weird.
Studio. Yeah, that's the Studio Cell one.
Yes.
It's not. Yeah. Interesting. Next up is Top Notch, who aren't really Transformers related. Also the Hound, but we already mentioned that. Top Notch with their Astrobots, which are these super articulated toys that have been around for a while. They had the main sort of like dude robot there for ages, and now they've recently released a female one, which I believe is going down very well. But they're like crazy articulated.
Have you read any of the comics? Because they seem to be promoting a lot of that in the slides.
Yeah, I think Simon's writing it. Simon Furman.
Oh, okay. But you haven't actually read it yourself.
No, I have to admit, if I hear the word Simon Furman's writing something, I tend to sort of back off.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, Simon Furman is the writer, and I'm very comfortable saying I do not enjoy Simon Furman's writing style.
Okay, all right, yeah.
I'm very comfortable saying that. Magic Square, we had the Chromia, which is now out to buy, and then we also had another look at the combiner, the Bruticus combiner. We've already talked about this, which is the tiny Slug and Ultra Magnus, who is just a white Optimus. New Age has a little bit to talk about. So they've got H55 Hughes, which is going to be the Power Glide, which is a teeny tiny, very G1 accurate Power Glide. And he will come with a stand, a gun, and a face mask for his, goes to the movies.
Yep.
And then you got Goblin, which is a white and blue repaint. White and blue repaint. And then the best one, which is Flying Worm, which is the G.I. Joe Cobra Warthog repaint toy from, again, you're looking Combiner Wars for that one, I think, because he turned into a gun. That's right, he was supposed to be the gun for the aerial bots.
Yeah, I think
but he has a new head.
Wasn't he?
Yeah, Viper.
Yeah.
But he has a new head.
He does.
So I like him the best.
Seems, instead of guns, they've given him missiles on his wings. Oh, at least one of the wings has missiles.
What do you think about these guys?
Okay, so I don't give a shit about Power Glide. Never have, never will. Gobulin. I think Gobulin is pretty cool. What's his name? Bad Boy? Is that the hobby name for him?
Yes, it's a GoBot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's bad something. It's something like that.
I think it's Bad Boy. Well, that's a GoBotty name, Bad Boy.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I always like the color scheme on this, though the vehicle mode's a little bit on the pale side and not much else to it. But Flying Worm, I don't know why they called him Flying Worm. It sounds a little bit lame, but the actual...
He's a Viper.
Yeah, but that's... Oh, yeah, I guess. That's stupid, though.
He's a It's not Worm, it's Wyrm. I meant to say Wyrm.
Did you notice how it's H55S, so it just looks like it says Hiss?
Yes.
I think that's fun. I like this one the best. I've always thought that this was a really cool remold that they did and paint job. And, any references to G.I. Joe stuff and Wild Weasel. I don't really care about Wild Weasel and the G.I. Joe stuff, but in this context, I'm like, that's cool. This looks neat. Will it be overly complex for what it is? Yes, that's what New Age does. But it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, very complicated, and very painted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
They also revealed Autobot X, or Frankenstein.
No.
Which is a modular. You can remove the limbs for some reasons. It's because you've nothing to swap them out with. It has to be said, quite accurate, to the show version of Autobot X. Very poseable. It can squat, which, if you've seen Moonshine animations, is a very important thing for a toy.
Yeah.
Squatting is power. You must squat. This was a couple of years ago. I'd have been excited for this.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it would have been a very strong novelty, and I had nothing else I was getting from Transformers.
Okay, fair enough. Right. Sure. Okay.
And now, in general, I'm getting more, and this just kind of like, who is this for now?
I mean,
who's buying this?
This is for the person that really loves that one episode, or they want that one version of Autobot X, which there aren't many versions of Autobot X, for obvious reasons, I would say. It's a neat idea.
My question is,
I guess.
Yeah, but my very important question is, who is that guy?
I don't know. Maybe this will be that thing where someone goes, I never thought about it till now, but I'd like an Autobot X figure.
Maybe.
I could pay off my car or my student loan or, feed my family, but nope, I'd like to get an Autobot X figure instead. Malnutrition sets in.
Like, the limbs come off, and again, that's something I would have gone like, wow, that's kind of cool, except, why do they come off? What do they go with anyone else? No, they don't.
They don't seem to. You know how you make the limb replacement better or more interesting. You replace the limb with damaged wires and stuff, so it looks like the limbs have been ripped off or pulled off, or he's got battle damage. That's how I do.
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Like you say, otherwise, what's the point? Because you can't transform, obviously. So what do? You give him battle damage. Maybe you have gushing oil from his limbs or something. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. It's going to be very expensive as well, and I'm just
what annoys me, Mikey? They'll do
many things.
They'll do Autobot X, but they won't do the Transformer Stormtroopers. They won't do Drench. They won't do High Dread. Yeah. They won't do Rage.
No.
They won't do Aqua Speed, I think he was called, but they'll do Autobot X.
They will not, no. Yes, they will.
Why? They actually transformed.
Because they were in the show, Andy.
Well, Autobot X was, the Stormtroopers
in the show.
Weren't.
What were your pissy little bitches? They weren't on TV.
No, they were, just in toy adverts. That's it.
Oh, adverts. You know what an advert is? A coward's way out.
Oh. That's how Transformers sold.
Moving on. We have the worst names of anything ever created by man. We have Balin, Dwalin, and Philly.
Oh, that's the thing. The reference to the thing. Yay! I like
going on an adventure.
I like the references.
Balin, Dwalin. Where's Keeley though? You got Feely. Where's Keeley?
Jeff Keighley.
So these are Huffer, Pipes, and Wind Charger for some reason.
Some reason.
So, if anyone doesn't get the joke, I'm not explaining it to you. But I mean, these are dinky little things. Yeah. I can't get excited for them. I'm sure Seth somewhere in the wild world is like flipping out over Balin.
Mm-hmm.
But these are just little dinky carboys. Windcharger has enormous feet.
Yeah, they're quite cute. He's wearing big slippers. Or Wellingtons, you know?
Yeah, he's gone for a swim.
Yeah. Now, like you, I don't care too much about these guys specifically. Would I care? Would I care more if they were done in stupid colors? Yes, but I'm a bad person.
Yeah.
90s dredgy
What would be
colours.
the stupid? You want these guys done up in those colors?
I want them done up in like Toxic Crusader colors. So with Windcharge, I don't know why, but go with me here. He is a bright pink car, and so you got that. But then on the hood of the car is like splash marks. So it's like green. So it looks like he's hit something. My idea in my head, even though it's not the right vehicle, is: do you remember in RoboCop where the guy gets plowed into and he gets all the toxic goo on him, and then the car drives into him and he explodes. And
he goes, melts.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want it to look like Cliffjumper in 90s super colored fashion has ran into someone and just they've exploded over the hood of his car.
Right.
Because
hang on. Doesn't that just mean like he is he's run someone over and is transformed afterwards and is covered in their guts?
Yes, because it would be like
like
story wise gruesome, but from a color standpoint, he'd look really interesting and unique because he'd have all these bright colors just splashed over him. You could, Jones Satui's like ran over a Decepticon or something like that. Blah blah blah. 90s. Give him a machine gun and a bandolier. He's happy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, as long as, Andy, you got left behind by time.
Look, all you need to do for color schemes is look to the Toxic Crusaders cartoon and lift their color schemes and put them on your toys. That's all I want.
Yeah, but when you do that, what you're saying is Toxic Crusaders, then you're a waste of my time and energy.
I mean, they could do that. There's nothing stopping them from doing that in the factory.
Yeah, but they have to. It's obliged.
That's fine. I'm fine with that.
You are honor bound to do this, people in the factory.
Yeah.
Honor bound.
Yeah.
So, moving on from then, we have the Redosaurus, of all things.
He's not red.
The thing,
he's grey.
And so this is Sludge. They're going to be doing a Sludge, which also probably means they're doing all the Dinobots. Unusual thing about him, he seems to have a jointed tail. I don't think any Sludge has ever done that.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But yeah, Redosaurus, also a reference. Do you get it?
No, should I?
Beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
Oh, no, I haven't seen 20,000 Fathoms.
Yep, the original, one of the original Ray Harryhausen films.
Oh, no, I definitely haven't seen that. It's a shame then, because Harryhausen's great. Super good. Or was.
He was just kind of like, I'm making a movie with a big dinosaur that... Also, it's the movie that inspired Godzilla.
Is that the one in color, or is that black and white?
No, it's black and white, but it's basically radioactive lizard goes to lay eggs in New York.
Because I know there is a Ray Harryhausen one that is his style. It's a dinosaur in the city, but it's colored. And I wasn't sure if it was the colored one or the black and white
You're
one.
probably thinking Guanji. You're probably thinking Guanji. But yeah, so yeah. Basically Godzilla, a lot of Godzilla is actually taken from this film. And it's also based off, got some stuff from a Ray Bradbury story called The Foghorn, which is very, very good and creepy. But anyway, worth watching. Anyway, Fans Toys now have revealed a new figure, which is their Gears.
Oh, God, he's
demonstrated,
so happy.
Variator, who's so happy to see you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Abe is able to drop kick you. And I just like...
Oh, that's better.
This is the toy you want for the faces. Because he has two settings, which is like, I love the world, and kill me, and kill everyone you love. Because his face is unnaturally wide.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like serious, like, you see him with Braun and Cliffjumper, and they're like serious. He's like, life is pain. And this life is amazing. I've killed so many people. But he looks good. Like the stretched out face looks bizarre because I think they've also changed some proportions. Actually, I think he's got two different... Yeah. He's got a sour face. He's got a stretched out sour face. He's got a happy face, which has different proportions. And then he's got a stoic face, which has the same proportions as the happy face.
You're right, yeah.
He is... Yeah, it's weird. This toy is weird. I find it threatening. What do you think about it?
There's something about it, when you look at the face specifically from the side, it makes me think of a GoBot design more than anything else. It's not, but that's the feeling I get. I mean, if you like Gears, this seems okay. We've never been, as I say every single time, never been the biggest fans toys. And I think the shot where you can tell where his ab crunch is, and there's a bit. It's like they've launched his chest far over his hips. Looks a bit awkward. I'm sure you can obviously fix that yourself when you're posing. But that specific picture of him looks, at least the one I have on screen, to me looks a bit weird just because of all of the negative space. But you know, I don't care too much about Gears again. But there you go.
No. I was actually wrong. It's actually not just three faces because there's also a shouting face, a closed mouth smiling face, and I don't know what that face is. And what is that?
Which one?
The bullfrog face. As I'm calling it, the blah.
Yeah, where it would be like a creepy smile if you turned it upside down.
Yeah, you do have to go like, I'm smiling.
You know what that face is? That is an unhappy Thomas the Tank Engine face because it would always be overly done.
Oh, man. That's the horror fan game.
Oh, Choo Choo Charles. I mean that one.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, he's also being retooled into oh my god.
You know him. IDW.
Swerve.
Yeah.
Swerve. He's going to come with a neutral face, IDW head, and red cap. So basically he's going to have like a lightly colored head and a darkly colored head. He's got 4 faces, 3 for normal and 1 for IDW. The normal ones are just sort of shouty and then the one for IDW is really stoic, and I'm really surprised they didn't give him a smiling face.
That's weird, especially with the amount of faces that the Gears has. Gears has a lot. This guy has 4. That's it. It's odd.
It's a strange one. It's a strange one.
Not that I think he works desperately well with the ID, because his body is not IDW at all. So it's just like, I guess it's just for reference more than anything else. I think if someone's getting this, they're not really going to be going for the IDW look unless they like the head's designed more. I think they're going to want to keep him G1 just because it's G1 Swerve. Keep him G1.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
Yeah, I would never get this to be that.
No.
Then next one is Inquisitor, which is their version of Scourge, who I will say
release, or is this brand new?
Because
I think they've done one before.
I think it's new.
Okay, because I know fans
I'm going to check that actually.
Things before in the past, but
yes, it's very metallic colored. So let's have a look. Nun's Toy Scourge. It looks like it. They did one in 2015.
Oh, okay.
Which is FT61 Masterpiece Scourge. But let me scroll down because most of the pictures. This looks like something they've been advertising for a while.
Oh, so it's not out. So it's coming out.
Yeah, like people. Yeah, this seems like it was advertised for a long time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I
thought we talked about this ages ago. I didn't think it was crazy.
Yeah.
It just never came out.
I think we talked about there was a CAD model, but yeah. So this is like very tuned, and it comes with multiple faces. You've got neutral, open mouth, shouting mouth, happy mouth, and crying face. Which is that from some? Oh, that's from where his face is melting because he has the Matrix.
Yeah, I think they haven't replicated it too well because I don't think you can replicate that without just like taking a blowtorch to the plastic and melting it. But they've tried. It's fine.
Yeah, and if you buy multiples of these, you can have sweeps.
Oh God, that's expensive, but not untrue.
Yeah, and the wings move so they can like gargoyle the wings a bit, like give them a cloak. I will say this very comfortably, with reservations that we all know what Fans Toys is kind of like.
Sure.
This looks very good in terms of the sculpt.
Yeah.
The sculpt, and you see him next to Cyclonus and Galvatron, he looks like the better toy.
Aw.
But with the context of, I never hear anything good about Fans Toys beyond the way they look.
That's true. Yeah, I would agree with that. At least from our perspective. If someone wants to say that we're not right, you can pop us a message.
You can listen to another show.
Oh damn! No, I want to know why they like them.
Yeah.
You didn't.
Andy, any other thoughts on?
No mention of Frickus though. He's coming with Frickus.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Andy, what's wrong with Frickus? I like Frickus. Anything that references
what's
the Target
right with
Master,
Frickus?
He's a Target Master. There you go. That's what's right with him.
Yeah. So we had Target Masters in the main line recently, and they were terrible.
Yeah, this isn't the main line.
But moving on to something I'm far more interested in, because I have problems, is the Bingo Toys 02 or 3,
yes.
Which is what we're assuming is a stylized Transmetal Black Arachnia.
Or animated?
Based on a couple of the faces. Or Spider Lady of whatever colors we fucking feel like at the time.
Yeah.
This thing looks kind of nuts. They did the Windblade, who was like super sexy, and also had the backpack that was made entirely out of knives.
Oh,
and they did, I think they did a Bumblebee movie, Shockwave as well.
Huh.
So this is a very feminized version. Well, actually, it's Black Arachnia, so
it's about right.
It is a shapely Black Arachnia who seems to have several head options, so that you can have her have a really kind of armored masked look with like claws coming down the side of her face, or you can give her a more humanoid face. She's also got flip down claws that become knives. So you can have her with hands or big spider hand knife claws things. Her backpack comes off and can be wielded as like a shield or a grabby claw thing. Or be split up to be like a giant grabby claw weapon that goes on either both arms or one arm. There's a ton of modularity with this thing. We do not see the spider mode. We only see a silhouette. And the silhouette is, again, kind of like it's not telling me which spider this is supposed to be.
No.
And like, it's just going to be like, we did Arachnid. What? Why would you be this person?
They did RC.
I like
Beast Wars RC.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh god. I could see some of those faces working for that.
Yeah, TFCon, so why not?
No.
Yeah.
I could think of lots of reasons. It wasn't.
Same.
It looked bad.
I know.
I think the sculpt looks really good. I have no idea how the transformation is going to work.
No.
I literally have no idea. That does not look like it transforms. I suspect the World Shell and Former are rushing towards this thing. Their Windblade was a really cool, really articulated action figure, which did not have a good transformation because it was all about the robot mode. And honestly, I think that's what you're going to get here as well.
That might just be the style of this company, Bingo Toys. And if that's the case, okay, that's just what they're going for. They're going for the robot aesthetic, and then the transformation just kind of happens. But that's fine. To me, this figure looks like it's got a lot of playability. At the very least, I like the fact.
Yeah, it was really fun.
I was worried that she didn't have feet. She just had these weird, spindly, pointy things. But she actually does have feet. You just have the option to give her spider talon, pointy limb bits on her legs if you want to, which is neat.
Just say feet. Just say feet.
Is it feet though? It's not. I would thought that would annoy you because it's not.
Well,
technically a spider
no, there's
foot,
not technically feet, but we're
foot.
just going.
Yeah. Simplicity.
No,
sake.
but like. Her she's insane and is weird. Yeah, I hope she comes with that stand though.
Oh, I don't think so.
Boy howdy, boy howdy, are some of her features not going to be usable without a stand.
I don't think so. Where did that stand looks familiar to me, but I can't place where it's from. But I don't think it's with this toy.
No, I've seen something like it. But...
Same.
Oh dear. Right. Let's keep going. Next up, we 01 Primus. We've already seen a few more detailed pics. It's like nothing really new. X-Transbots, some more stuff of their Protectobots. Metagate, they're new, I believe. They're doing a Legend scale movie Bumblebee movie Optimus.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's
hard to do.
Are you excited with? It's kind of insane.
Am I excited? No, but I'll give them props for the gumption of trying to get that much detail into that small of a figure. That's not easy. And have it transform. And robot to vehicle mode, I think for what it's doing, looks pretty solid. It's not amazing or anything like that, but it's like, oh shit, they managed to do it, kind of.
Like, the worst thing is, like, the way the legs turn into the bed makes them look quite flat and long.
In vehicle mode, yeah, agreed. Yeah, I would agree with that. But no, it's like, hey, they seem like they've done a good job. Maybe the in vehicle mode, there's a bit round the door frame where there's like a hinge joint popping out the side very visibly. That's a bit of an eyesore, but again, for the scale, it's like, all right. I mean, it's no new age, but it's fairly impressive in its own way. What's with the bludgeon head?
Yeah, that's weird. It looks cool.
The MGM
maybe they're planning to
Ming Zhang, I think it's called.
Maybe that's their next dude. Their next dude is Bludgeon. Iron Factory is a lot of CAD models we've already seen.
Yeah.
You see them in a bit more detail now. Like, I will say some of these we can maybe touch on a bit more, cause Seekers we've already seen. Tarn and the DJD we've already seen. So Primal Prime we've seen, but the other two, I think this is our first good look at them.
Who is IFEX51A? Who is that?
I will see who that is. Is it Dren? Who's the yellow car again?
Oh, the yellow sports car. Oh, Leadfoot, yeah, that's Leadfoot. I don't know who the other one is.
Neither does TFW. They've just they don't have the name next to it.
It almost looks familiar. Chat, does anybody know who 51A is, out of interest? Does it ring any bells to you guys? Because it just doesn't for me. It looks like I should know it, but I don't. I like the Leadfoot, though. It's fun that he gets his own mold. That's a change. Yeah. It's not just Hound. Sorry, not Hound, Mirage.
Yeah, no, he looked good. And then Shatterglass, Ultra Magnus, and a tiny regular Ultra Magnus. The Galvatron in this sort of classic barbarian look from IDW, which I do like. I like that design a lot. And look like they're retooling the Lockdown to get rid of some of the samurai vibe and make him more movie-esque.
That's disappointing. I don't think it looks as good as in that mode, to be honest.
It kind of the hat really helps with some of the proportional issues that figure has.
Yeah. And the fact they've drained all the color away from him as well isn't
a
thing.
I would definitely rather have the Ronin Lockdown.
Yeah.
Inferno and Red Alert. I think we've talked about them before. And then Grapple and Artfire. And then Smokescreen and Blue Streak. And then this is our first good look at the Prowls. Like, Prowl is grand, but like IDW animated samurai Prowl. Not Cyberverse Prowl, the best Prowl, the most significant Prowl who's ever been a character.
Oh, that's a good point. Where's he?
Yeah, where is my Cyberverse version of this, sir, madam?
Fans toys,
Brawn. Yeah, come on, guys. Brawn and Outback.
How do Outback figures not just come with half of a corpse of somebody?
Because people don't get it. People don't get it I've seen people go like, we just get him because he was in G1. No, you get him because he was a dead guy. You get him, and then you get him because he was a horrible person. You're glad he's dead in retrospect. But,
be fun.
Like, his ghost encouraged Cup to murder so many people because Nick Roach is not a well man. He is not a well man. Okay, Leozak, Daruga, we've seen Skyhawk, Hellbat, thank you. Drill Bison, Kill Bison and Drillhorn. It's Kill Bison. I will never not love Kill Bison.
Oh, yeah.
His name is Kill Bison.
These guys have been on the pre-order list for a long time. Yeah. Now. A long time. Yeah. I'm guessing we still don't have dates for when they're meant to be coming out, because I'd like to get them, potentially.
Yeah. They look great. Yeah. They look great. This has been 2 years.
Oh my god. Come on, guys. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Lyo Kaiser looks brilliant. Sure would be nice to own one. Death Cobra looks great. Looks great.
I think this might be the first Death Cobra figure. As far as I remember. That
you've been telling us we'd be getting for 2 years. Oh the Fallen, who's a retool of Tarn. Sunstreaker and Sideswipe have Shanks. We didn't see that before. Oh. This is our first clear look at the Primal and Cheetor.
They look really nice.
They do. I really like Primal's arm guards and the fact that Cheetor's cheetah has a little helmet on.
Yeah, that's really stupid. It's fun.
Yeah.
Is Cheetor meant to be more of a ninja than a samurai? Is that what the aesthetic is they're going for him? I don't know.
Maybe. Or like, because there was another thing, like the foot soldier type.
Oh, that's
There's a word for it, I don't know what it is.
Oh.
We also see...
Hang on, did you notice Cheetor's feet? Cheetor's feet.
Oh my god, he's got feet.
Yeah,
he has feet.
his cat feet, either his back feet or his front feet, have just been kind of folded up into just the robot mode. I think that's neat. It's silly, especially when you see
that's clever.
But yeah, it's like, oh,
yes, he has little feet.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Has anyone tried that before?
I don't think so. I can't. Not for a beast former before.
Yeah. We also get more images of the Seeker girls. Nothing new there. Fans Hobby. We've got Boss looking good. We've got Dreadwind. We've got the Dread version of Buster.
I did see some people being like, "Oh my god, they're doing the G1 version," and I was like, "You didn't think they were gonna?"
Yeah. Yeah, they did Minerva into Nightbeat. Yeah, they're going to do this. I don't think it looks good because I don't like his colors as much.
I think it looks fine. I mean,
I think he looks fine.
It's a color preference thing at that point, whether it.
Yeah, I know which one I'd be getting.
Yeah, I don't mind. I'll have either.
And then, yeah, and then Hydra or Darkwing, who looks good, but my god, that backpack.
He's got a lot of wing.
Yeah, he has everyone's wings.
Yeah.
He did not want to share the wings.
No. I mean, if you look at his, it makes sense why. He does have a lot of wings in general. And if you get one, you can't not get the other. That's stupid.
Oh, yeah. They're going to look good together, though. They're going to look very cool together. Because, even with the Great Prototype, the two of them posed together just looks badass. And we do see the combination as well. And,
that doesn't matter. That's a shit
Who is this?
It's Overload.
Oh!
Or Ultra Magnus if you want the Energon version.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yep.
I was looking at this for ages. Because he's got the chest.
Yep.
The little chest robot friend. Oh, okay. He looks good.
I'm not sure why the prototypes have gold hands and the treads are coloured and the rest of it's not. That's a bit of an odd choice, but yeah, it's Overload. Mm. I mean, there's no way they weren't going to do him. They did the Naval Commander Prime and the repaint of him. This will get done at least 2 times to 3 times. And then we'll have a Jetfire.
And Jetfire will get done as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all coming.
Hopefully Tidal Wave.
Yeah, Tidal Wave's still on the back burner. I would have much preferred to see Tidal Wave, to be honest. But,
yeah. The little Overload robot mode's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
He has no handies. He has no handies.
Well, he has no hands because he got too fat, so they cut them off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, stop eating. No, I want to be Optimus. No. We get the shot of him next to the Optimus and the Super Mode Optimus. I think they look great together. Yeah, and nice. I just love this. I like this color scheme on Optimus. And he's got cannons to the left of him. So yeah. And Jetfire, as I'm scrolling through, Jetfire prototype.
Do you think they'll do the Astro Train repaint? Lamau.
Please. I love that repaint. It's nuts. And it's Fans Hobby, so yes. It looks like it does a little I'm trying to remember. Did the chest change in Super Mode Optimus? I don't remember.
What do you mean?
Well, because here when he powers up a Jetfire, he's got the chest is new, but I don't remember if that actually happened in the show.
Yeah, that was the shield for Jetfire. It plopped on it onto Primus' boob.
Anyway, Fans Hobby continue to, be cool. Please do not confuse them with Fans Toy.
Yep.
So Vectrolab. These guys are new, I believe. And they are. Yeah, this is the beginning of a new venture from Vectrolab founder, because obviously I'm not going to admit who you are. And they are starting with, in my mind, the worst thing you can start with when you're starting a new company, which is 1, a Combiner, and 2, Devastator.
3, Masterpiece scale. Come on.
Yee.
The hint
Guys,
trifecta of like the yep. We're doing it.
You know what year it is? Hercules was a while back.
Oh god, yeah, that was a god, that was a long time ago. Was Hercules? That was like first AAs, auto assemblies, kind of.
Yeah, that was like, looking back at it, remarkably close to when third party really kicked off.
Yeah,
remarkably
pretty much.
close.
Yeah.
It doesn't look bad, although I hate the knee. But it looks complicated. It looks fiddly. And it's just not giving me a good impression of the company to start like this. Like, hi, I'm doing Scrapper, and I'm going to do a big MP scale Devastator to go next to someone's big MP scale Omega Supreme. And I'm going to make a Combiner, and it's going to be awesome. And I'm going like, I really want you to succeed. I do. And I like the chutzpah.
Oh, the chutzpah.
But the chutzpah.
Wow.
But I no. And then like the next thing you're going to like, oh, we're going to do Megatron as well. To say the market is oversaturated with these two characters is like saying they may... You know what we need, Andy? More Masterpiece scale third-party Dinobots.
Oh my god.
And if they could combine into some weird combiner, that would be cool too.
Yeah. Like we've said before, we understand why. Because it's trying to appeal to the most markets. What's noticeable? A Combiner. What gets collectors' attention? Things that are MP scale. What's a safe bet? Devastator is usually a safe bet. But I think it can also backfire as well.
Yeah.
Impress me, third party. Do the Stormtroopers. Do the Predators. Do those weird ones.
Do
the Beast
something
Wars.
else.
Yeah, do
a G1 Skyquake. I'll take a G1 Skyquake, and I don't even like him that much.
Boo.
Like,
do the comic characters that haven't been done. Anything.
Yeah.
Anything. The world is your oyster.
Yeah, please. But like, what? But it's just like when you picked it, just like what? Okay, I'm gonna throw a dart, and it's just like, okay, it hit a Devastator. Okay, I'm gonna throw the dart again. Woof. Hit Masterpiece. Okay. Voomf. Must combine. Why? I was aiming for everything else.
The board was just a Masterpiece, though.
It was just a picture of Devastator.
How did this happen? I don't know. I just don't know. Well, good luck to them. I hope it's good, I guess.
I hope it's good. I hope their Megatron, called Metatron, which is a name that's already been used, is great. Yeah. So, next up, Mastermind. We've heard of this. I don't know if we've seen this in as much detail before. I've retooled their Deathsaurus into Double Dealer. So
we've talked about this before a lot.
Yeah. I don't think we saw the vehicle mode before, did we?
No, we have.
Because I really like it.
It's interesting. It's not like G1 accurate or anything, but doing what you can with that mold. Yep. Okay. Go for it.
Yeah. I would rather have a Deathsaurus, and I'd rather have the Planet X Deathsaurus, to be honest, but I think this looks cool. Their Armadon, who we've seen before, which is the retool of their Lady Tarn into Lady Armada Megatron,
Is
which
it
I
a
believe their
lady
story is
Armada
it's
Megatron? Because it just looks like an Armada Megatron head on a lady body.
yeah, no. Yeah, well, it's like the same body as Taran. They just like they've redone a few bits and bobs. Because like the narrative is like she can turn into anyone she wants to, so she's like absorbing other Transformers' abilities.
Oh,
So now she's like, I am now Megatron.
That's right. She's a super adaptoid, but of Transformers. Marvel.
Marvelous. We have the Rewind, who we already saw. The Defensor, who I don't remember if this is new or not. But the transformation for Defensor looks interesting with how the legs are going to work.
I think pretty
kind of like
decent.
They looked at yeah, it's interesting. They looked at Motormaster and said,
I think it's a good
but
idea.
like it's
'cause
interesting.
you can get that aesthetic without having to compromise anything.
Yeah. So I'm actually curious to see how this turns out. Engineering, it looks a bit nuts. And they had then ended with an image which was like a grainy image, which has now been clearly revealed.
Who is it?
Would you like to guess?
The stormtroopers.
Try again.
Oh, it's the rest of them, isn't it?
Nope.
Who is it, Mikey?
It's a new combiner, Andy.
Oh my god.
Of your many options, who could have Mastermind decided to do?
Who could they do?
Is it Predaking? No, they did that already.
Yeah. And that's it.
They're Mastermind's doing another Devastator.
Of course they are.
Of course they are. Of course they are.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
Of course they are.
That's yeah. I would say not the most exciting TFCon LA we've ever had, or TFCon in general.
No, the only thing I was really entertained by was the fans' hobby stuff, and that's just because we got to sort of like real images of Buster, and I was like, "Yep, confirmed. I want to get that if I can. If I can sort out PayPal, I'll definitely be getting that."
Yeah. But yeah, it's all right. It's not exciting. It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of it was kind of ending on a sour note. Not sour, but an unexciting note.
Yeah, it's like, hey, like ending anything on like, hey, a new Masterpiece Devastator is coming. It's just, especially from a third party point of view, it's just like, okay, all right, and
cool,
end with a bang. Whoever set up these slides, in the future, make sure you end with something a little bit more. At least maybe it did end with a bang. Maybe that was a big thing for people. I don't know. I don't know. Not for me though.
Maybe.
I don't know. Anyway.
Anyway. I'd say that's it.
Yeah. Mikey, what you been up to this week? What you done for fun since time's pushing on swiftly?
Yeah, I won't go into much TV stuff. It's been a lot of like working with TV on in the background. But so was going to watch episode 2 of King Oger, but the sub that came out is flawed in that it is running about 3 seconds behind the audio.
Oh God!
And it looks machine translated, so I am going to wait until one of the larger subgroups get to it.
Yeah.
But I think it says a lot about the impression episode 1 left in me that I'm really sitting here going like, but I wanna watch it.
It's a good sign. I mean, granted, it's early days still, though, right? It could still go. It can turn to shit
very early days,
quick. So
very easily, because it's Sentai, and Sentai it has been several years since Sentai has been a thing for me. But yeah, I did watch Geats, which was a fairly low key episode. It had some big narrative reveals and it had an upgrade form reveal. But it wasn't like exciting or anything for me. Kind of like one of the low, like if I was rating against other episodes of Geats, definitely on the low end.
From the sounds of things, it sounds like it's kind of cruising at the moment for you.
Yeah, it's like big reveals in this, big important reveals. But it was kind of like they were just kind of thrown in at the end. Because you were stalling until you could get to the upgrade form.
Yeah, okay.
We all know that episode.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. We all know that episode. But yeah, so TV wise, that's kind of all that's really noteworthy at the moment. I have like a ton of anime to at least try to catch up on. But yeah, I realized that this week was Dublin Comic Con, and like I don't know many people in Dublin, so I wasn't really interested in like going to the whole weekend thing.
Socialize? I think not, sir.
I think not, but I said I'd go on Sunday because there was a dinosaur-related panel. I was curious to see what it was, and then it turned out a dinosaur panel by a guy who says he's an Irish paleontologist and also is a Transformers fan. So I have a nemesis.
How was it?
So
did it annoy you?
A little underwhelming.
Oh,
no,
shit!
Because it couldn't really annoy me because nothing really happened.
Oh my god!
Because it was basically just the panel. Like panel was like 5 kids and like 20 adults, which I don't mind the turnout. It is like it's a very specific panel, but it was these are the This is like, hey, these are the documentaries and movies that came out in 2022. These were good. These were bad. Here's the documentary movie coming out in 2023. These are the ones I think will be good or I think will be bad.
Okay, all right.
Not really exciting. He gave away stuff for kids as well, which is fun.
Oh,
the kids were very happy, but
yeah.
But yeah. So I decided I went to I'll just say there was a lot of figures and stuff, but like a lot of comic book characters and stuff like that. Which is just not something I'm interested in collecting. There was some G.I. Joe stuff there, and I was like, for the first time in real life, I saw Pimp Daddy Destro, and I was very, very tempted. But I know if I buy him, I will have a lot of fun with him for about 20 minutes and then never look at him again. Because it doesn't speak to me, and like
you're not really a G.I. Joe person there. Oh yeah, it's not really your thing.
Like,
so
I've been messing. I pick up Kong and I mess with him every few days. I pick up Rexy and I mess with her every few days. Like I pick up action figures of things I'm into and mess about with them. Like G.I. Joe is like, wow, I want to get this because it's fucking weird. Okay, I've got it. Will I unbox it? Maybe. So he's still there. I know the shop that have him if I ever want to go get him now. But so yeah, I didn't buy any figures or anything like that. There was one stall that had a ton of Transformers stuff, but it was mostly like third party and Masterpiece. But
did they have a Devastator? Third party Devastator? Could you have got one?
Yes.
Hey!
They had a complete one. I do not know which one it was.
Who does?
It was about €600.
Oh my god!
So it was actually relatively cheap, I suppose. But they did do Art Sally and stuff like that, and I decided I'm gonna go up. I wanted to buy a comic because at a Comic Con, there was very few options for actually buying comics.
Of course, that's how they are these days.
And cosplay, yeah, lots of cosplay, lots of really, really well done cosplay. Like Jesus, people went all out, and like there was one guy dressed up as Wedge from Final Fantasy VII, and just like fair play to you, man, fair play.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nick was there, Nick Roach, and like because he's relatively local. And I was like, he was doing his commissions list, and I wasn't sure if I was going to go, and I didn't go on. And then like on Friday, he said, "Right, I'm closing commission list," and I just said, "Listen, I probably will be going now. There's not a spot, is there?" And I was just going to say like, "Nah, there isn't." And he's like, "Okay, if you show up really, really late, there's a spot. If you show up just before it closes, there's a spot." Okay, cool. And I said, "Okay, so headshots, they're €50 for one character. Cool. Can you give me either Spear or Fang? I don't really care which one."
Should I put it on screen because I've got the tweet of it?
Yeah. Yep. You can put it on screen, and you can tell me what's the problem with this.
Well, there isn't a problem. He did both.
Yeah, he did both.
That's not a problem.
He didn't charge me. Here's the thing. He didn't charge me for both.
Okay.
And then he gave me a free print of Spider-Man from a very good comic he drew involving like an alternate universe one where Renew Your Vows with Leopardon.
Is this the friends with benefits thing I've heard about in media before, Mikey? Is this what this means?
Apparently.
Oh my god.
And like I got €60 worth of stuff for relatively free. I tried to give him more for the print, but he wouldn't take it. for the headshot, sorry, but he wouldn't take it.
Take my
and
money.
like they look really good.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, they look really, really good. He really captured the style, and they are definitely getting framed. And I think I might make a thing of it. Like I used to go for like random characters and stuff when I went for off of prints off people, but our commissions. So like maybe like different artists see what styles they do for like 2 or 3 characters, and just have like a wall of them.
Sure.
We'll see. Like I'm maybe going to TFN this year. It's a more than 50% maybe.
You should do it. Do it.
So I'm hoping to. But it'll depend on a few things. But see what artists are there and see who bites. But yeah, I got a copy of his book as well, Scarent Hood, which was a comic I'd started reading, really, really liked, and then life happened and I completely forgot about it. And he did take money for this, thank fuck. So I don't feel horrible about it. But then he said, like, you could buy it downstairs and I'll sign it for you. It's like, no, I'll buy your one. I'll buy the copy you are selling instead of buying it from another retailer and then bringing it up to you to get you to sign it because you'd sign it for free, you dickhead. And then he drew like a little character in it, and it's an Irish horror story. So it got rave fucking reviews. So I am looking forward to finishing it. What I've read of it was very, very good. It also, like, I cannot imagine being American or English trying to read some of this because he went phonetic on the word. So there was someone who goes, oi. It's like oi. But yeah, so I also got a couple of art prints there from 2 different sellers who were I was just wandering around. It's like a lot of like what they had there. I was looking at anime stuff. There was Modoroid kits, a couple of Modoroid kits of characters I don't know. And I was like, okay, some of these designs are cool, but Modoroid, I've had so many bad experiences. I know people say like the post Dyna Xenon stuff tends to be better, but I'm still like, I bought 2 kits and I didn't really love either of them. But they had a lot of Ben Presto and stuff like that. Those statues, which is like, wow, some of these look really good. Not my thing at all.
Yeah.
Although I was weirdly tempted with an Echidna from ReZero. They had an Echidna there for like 40, and I think if she'd been 30, I'd have gotten her. Because I love Echidna. Who doesn't love Echidna? Echidna's great. She means well. No, she doesn't. No, she does not. But she doesn't mean ill. She ill. She just doesn't consider or care whether it is ill.
Yeah.
But it was a nice little piece. But like, I got an little picture of Boji and Kage from Ranking of Kings, which is really, really neat. And I'm so happy I found that. I was just wandering past somewhere and they had like art prints of like, oh, Yakuza stuff. Okay, Kiryu, Majima. And then they had like this series of super sexy gamer dads. Dream Daddies, I think it was called.
It is.
And it's like, here's Kratos.
Picture on screen. It's like, yep.
Here's Kratos, the buff, look at the package Kratos. And I was just like, oh my god, they've got Kiryu. You're coming home with me. Because they had like some proper serious stuff from different, like Yakuza and God of War. And I was just like, oh my god, no, you're coming with me. And I think I was the only man to buy that one. Because she looked at me a little like, okay. Or at least I'm certainly the only straight man who was buying it. But I was just like, everyone in front of her stall was women. Everyone. Like, it was a gaggle of women. And in the middle of it all,
it's called...
Hello!
Mikey, it's called Dream Daddy. Right?
Dream Daddy Kiryu. Yeah. Kiryu Kazuma.
Yeah.
He is
I'm
everyone's
not
dream
surprised
daddy.
she was surprised.
That is based on the game where he is the world's best grandfather.
Sure.
And like, if your grandfather looked like that, he'd be getting the ladies and the men and anyone in between, the non-binaries, the undecideds, everything. Basically, everyone wants Kiryu, and they're right to. And the Majimas, you'd be getting the Majimas.
All right.
You don't want the Majimas, but you're getting them anyway. But so now I have a Dream Daddy Kiryu. I'm very pleased with that one. So yeah, I got more than I was expecting to, but no figures or anything. But no, it was fun. It was interesting to go to a con where I had no social thing. And okay, it was guests, like Nolan North was there and a few other like fairly big names, but I was like, I don't really care about guests unless they're like really related to something I'm into, and usually it's writers really interest me because I can like, you know, you talk to them, you ask them questions relevant, like, wow, what was the thinking beyond, like, what's your idea when you're voicing this character? It's not my thing. And like, I didn't have a big social aspect, so I was only there for a few hours. It was fun, but it really highlighted me. Like, for me, it is a big conventions are a big social thing. I would never sign up for the weekend. Never sign up for the weekend. But no, it was enjoyable. It was a fun experience. Andy, what did you get up to this week?
I put out the video last week, didn't I?
No.
Oh, I got a YouTube video out, which I haven't had a YouTube video in a good long while. So I did Legacy Tarn, and that went up, and the people that saw it enjoyed it, so that was nice. Apart from that, I got to see my buddy Matt. We hung out, had a good time, had some pizza, all that jazz. I've signed up to Amazon Prime, so I can start watching Picard Season 3. I hear all the good things about it, and I hear from people who've seen the entire thing without them giving spoilers away that it gets better from there as well. So it's like, okay, I'm sick of seeing spoilers online on social media, so how about I just sign up, watch it all, up to date.
I watched a scene which was Ravi and Worf.
Oh yeah, where he lists his accomplishments, kind of thing. That one, I assume.
Yeah, and ends in like, would you like some tea?
Yes.
Do you take sugar?
Yes.
Which was weirdly enough, they worked in something that I was like, hang on, someone actually gives a shit here. What? This is Picard. No one gives a shit in Picard. Which is just like, he says like, I'm son of Moog and House of Martok, son of Sergei, House of Roshenko, and just like,
Slayer of Garon.
Oh my god, they had him. Yeah, Slayer of Garon, Bane of the Durasses. Yeah. But like, they had him acknowledge his dad, his like Earth dad.
Yeah,
they never have him acknowledge his Earth dad.
No, it's yeah. I have been saying to people.
Hang on, people.
I keep telling people like it's meant to be a good series, and they're like, no.
Yeah, but you can't really deny the fact that if people's response to it's meant to be a good series of Picard is like, fuck off, that's a fucking lie. They all said that.
No,
you can't deny that they are justified in their response.
No, because I always say that this is coming from people who fucking hated all of the other Star Trek stuff before that. But you know, without the context of, well, red letter or whatever, just like if you just said like, wow, I heard this is supposed to be really good, you can't, you know, most people's reaction would be like not a positive thing. Sure, but this was pre-red letter as well. It's understandable. This was from other people that I watch as well. Yeah. But it is understandable. Sure. But, you know. Because I trust you, relatively. I trust you, but I'm still dubious. I saw you asking other people online as well. Yeah, because, like, I really hated those series. Like, they're terrible. I didn't like Discovery, but fuck me. No, it's all bad. Star Trek. The last good Star Trek thing we had was Enterprise. I mean, again, I know like the internet likes Strange New Worlds a lot, but I still haven't watched it. I don't hear anybody ever really talking about it. They like it so much they say nothing about it. Well, they liked it so much they stopped talking about it. Yeah, and yet they can't stop talking like about how good season 3 Picard is. What's that tell you? Well, I would also say one is airing and one isn't. I didn't hear much about Strange New World while it was out. Mikey. Oh, I heard a ton. I honestly heard an absolute ton. I couldn't get away with it. I was sick of it. I thought everyone was trying to fool me. I heard Jason said it was good, and no one else. Oh, I didn't even see Jason, but I saw a lot of people. Someone's complaining about the sharkification of Godzilla. What? I am becoming increasingly annoyed with the sharkification of Godzilla. What? I was looking for Picard quotes on Twitter, and that's a weird quote. Just came up and just like. Which seems to be based on the fact that there's a scene where Godzilla in Godzilla vs. Kong is swimming and you can see his fins out the top of the water. That's and then not a new thing. It's a really good scene. No, that's been in very, very many Godzilla movies. Yeah. You individual, you have
You have not actually watched that many Godzilla movies.
And I mean, it just, like,
if you
that would always happen because of just how his body is proportioned. And if he's swimming in the water, the things that are going to crest first are going to be the spines on his back, like a shark, I guess.
Not if he comes up upside down,
belly first.
Yeah,
he's getting the peen.
You're just
out
waiting
first.
for the fins. You're just waiting for the fins, and they're just like, haha, caught you, bitches.
Surprise. I've also got the other thing I've got for Prime to watch is Clarkson's Farm. If you like Top Gear and you like the specials where they do silly things, this is Jeremy Clarkson running a farm on his own and going through the rigmarole of trying to get a farm working, which is quite interesting because I don't know what you have to do for a farm. It's like, I don't know. And he's just coming in like if I decided to run a farm now out of nowhere, but I had millions behind me, it would be the same idea. Like, I don't know what's happening. He doesn't want it in like episode 2. He's trying to get sheep, so he doesn't want to get a collie. So he gets a drone with a speaker on it to go and bark at the sheep. It works one time. It then does not work anymore. The sheep continuously jump over the walls as well.
Yeah. That is the farming life. I will say, weirdly enough, I've seen that, and it's like, it does touch on some very real issues that farmers face.
Yeah,
that
crazy
you do
issues.
not hear you do not hear talked about in the wider world.
Yeah. It sounds like it's railed in bureaucracy, like stupid rules that fuck over farmers for no reason, but too bad.
There's the level of bureaucracy, like, it's insane, and like what they get paid per, like, milk farmers especially, what they get paid is ludicrous. And remember, they get paid like maybe once, twice, 3 times a year.
Yeah.
They get lump sum payments. They do not get a weekly or a monthly income.
Yeah.
So
it's enjoyable and an interesting show. I would recommend Clarkson's Farm. I've seen 2 episodes so far. Of the first season, not the newest one, so I'm gonna keep watching because it's got me hooked. My friend Chris mentioned that Godzilla versus Kong is on there as well. I've never seen that. I'm gonna watch that because
that's the best. So. You will like it a lot more than the other 2. Okay,
it's not saying a huge amount, but that okay, that's good.
I mean, that's because you have no taste, but basically they get rid of the handycam. Kong is the main character of this film. The fight scenes do not have quick cutaway to humans every 2 seconds to show scale. It is like the monsters are what you're there for.
Yeah.
There are dumb human moments, but no more than any other Godzilla movie. It is a monster film first, and capital M monster.
I have a feeling it's not going to become my number 1 Godzilla film. I think Final Wars will always keep that crown. I don't think that's going to be going away anytime soon.
Well, that is fine. What was the job he said? It's not the best Godzilla movie, but it's the best Godzilla movie in my soul.
That's a good way to phrase it. Yeah, that's a good way to phrase it. I like that. Yeah. Apart from that, I don't think I've really done anything of like interest. Not really. I did a little bit of painting today, but that was about it. And I bought a new CD player because I needed it because my other one's been broken for months, and I need something decent to go to sleep with. So that's about it. I don't think anything else, unfortunately. So, Mr. Mikey, do you have any questions, or should we wrap up the show?
I do not have questions.
We have a question from Among the Couch 23. What's the trashiest thing you've witnessed?
You're gonna have to be a bit more detailed here.
A dumpster.
What do you mean by trashiest thing? Rubbish. Rotting food. That time I fell in the bin when I was 4.
Wow. Okay.
You need context. Provision me with context.
I think it was more of a joke. I think that was the joke. It was the dumpster.
But I was like sitting there like, people. I had a real question. We're not understanding.
No questions.
I'm not understanding.
Where can people find you on the internet, Mr. Mikey?
You can find me on the internet as Irish Paley, and you can find us on Twitter as Moonbase2, and you can also find us doing extra shows and stuff on Patreon, like Moonbase Woo and whatnot. And
I did a comic show with Charles. That's what I did this week. We did From the Files. Cool. I haven't edited it up and put it up yet, but that's what I did. Thank you. You reminded me.
Excellent. So And we also have a Squawk Box coming, recorded, just needs to be put together and sent over, with Aaron from TFW, and I should have at least one more recorded within the next couple of weeks.
Oh, nice.
Please remember that the schedule is whenever the fuck I feel like it.
Yeah.
So I could release 2 in a week, or 2 in 2 weeks, or 2 in 2 years. But yeah, Aaron's one, I will say, I won't tell you what it is until it comes out, but that guy knows what he's talking about.
Wow.
Some very interesting perspectives. But yeah, Andy, what about you?
You can find me on Twitter and Twitch and YouTube as Decayed Andy, as in a rotten, destroyed corpse of a person. And then, like Mikey said, you can find us on Moonbase 2 forums, Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn, YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast, and all the Patreon stuff, which he mentioned as well, and that's just $2 each month. So... Oh, it's ccbunker.wiki.com as well. So thanks everybody for coming on by. Thank you, Mikey, as well for joining me.
Walk on by.
Yep.
I am always happy to spend time with you.
Oh, there's no need to lie at the end of the show. Jesus Christ. We're taking it at the end. So until next time, everybody, thanks for coming on by. And I maybe by next week we'll know if we have or have not got TFCon exclusive toys.
Yeah. That would be nice. I also have an arachnid in the post, finally.
Arachnid?
After
the
3 months.
God, what's it called? What's the company called that did it?
Yeah. I don't remember anymore. Fuck. It's been 3 months.
No, I don't remember.
But yeah. Hey, UK.
Yeah.
UK Post Office.
Yeah.
UK Post Office, who had a massive strike and completely ruined shipping for 3 months.
Hello. Yes.
May you all burn in fire.
Okay.
Because you made things difficult for me. You really fucked over Toyfu, who were sending this to me, and wouldn't even let me pay shipping this time around. I asked, okay, I'll cover the shipping, and they said, no. 3 months. 3 months, dude. No. So, Naked Toyfu, you are a beautiful and sexy man. But, oh my god, UK Post Office, go to hell. Royal Mail, die in a fire.
Strong words. Strong but safe words.
Words.
Until next week, everybody, thank you very much for coming on by, and we'll see you suckers next time. Bye-bye, everybody!
Fight, mate.
Bye!
You are now leaving